Welcome to the Christian Romance Podcast, where we go behind the books with inspiring Christian romance authors, exploring faith, love, and the journey that brings the story to life. I'm your host, Kelly Jo Wilson, and today we're chatting with Michelle Griep. Michelle is a Christie Award-winning author known for crafting historical romances that blend intrigue, heart, and hope. A devoted Anglophile and lover of all things Victorian, she's back with her latest release of Silver and Secrets, a treasure-hunting adventure wrapped in mystery and romance. When she's not writing, you'll likely find her tending to her English garden, sipping cream tea, or connecting with readers. Be sure to stay tuned to the end of the episode so you can hear more about our newest book giveaway this month. Now, here's my conversation with Michelle. Hi, Michelle. I am so happy to have you back on the Christian Romance Podcast. Thank you so much for coming back.
I am thrilled to be back. I love chatting with you and with your listeners, so thank you for having me.
Yes, I am so excited to talk about this story because this is book 2 in the series, and we talked about book 1 last time you were here, so I am super excited to see where this is going. I love the book cover. I love the whole blurb and the premise. I can't wait to hear more and get a little bit of sliver of a little bit of background info, a little secret info. But first, why don't you just let our listeners know just a little more about you, how you became an author, and then what kind of books that you write.
Alrighty. Well, I technically have been writing since I discovered blank wall space and Crayolas, which did not make my mother happy, but it's where I started. So, we'll go with that. And honestly, I was the nerd who in, junior high didn't go to summer camp. I went to summer school because they had a poetry workshop. So I took that and geeked out in my junior high years to sci-fi. Was a big, huge sci-fi fantasy gal. And then discovered Regency and Victorian more in my high school years. And gosh, I love that. But so I read across genres, but I write, honestly, I love writing historical. I have written a contemporary, which was fun. I've written time travel, which is fun, but usually right around the 1800s. That's my jam. So that's what I do. I write usually Regency, Victorian eras. And I do that in gardening. And take care of grandbabies. So that's my life in a teeny tiny nutshell.
That is your life in a teeny tiny nutshell. Meanwhile, there is so much there and you've done so many cool things. Even last time you were here, we were talking about your trip to England and how it was just absolutely amazing. How many grandbabies do you have?
I have 5 with one more on the way. I know. There's candy from a Pez dispenser, and I love it. The best. Yes. All the babies.
You are too funny. Congrats. That is so awesome and exciting.
Yeah. Oh,
absolutely wonderful.
It is the best. I love it.
And, drinking tea and gardening and doing all those fun things is pretty cool too. I love that.
It is. And I have a huge English garden in my front yard, which is so lovely. So I can drink tea out in my English garden.
Oh, so when you say English garden, what does that mean? Like, what is different about it than like, say, is it like all different tea? Like you're growing different teas?
No, I would like to do that though. That's next on my list. Plant a tea garden. But my English garden, it's very proper. It has a boxwood hedge around it. I don't have a boxwood maze. That would be fun. But I'll have to put that on another list. But yes, has a boxwood hedge around it. And then it has 4 quadrants inside. And each quadrant mirrors the other with what perennials I have in there. And then the perennials are such that, some start blooming end of April. And then something's always blooming through October. So there's always some kind of flowers that are bursting in there. And then in the middle of it, I have this little atrium kind of thing that has a bistro table. So you can actually sit out there and drink your tea.
Oh my gosh, that sounds absolutely gorgeous. You know what? Come to think of it, because you just changed your website up a little bit, because I was just looking on your website and I remember seeing pictures on your site. Was that in your garden?
That's my garden. Yes.
It is beautiful.
I love it. God does all the work. I can do outside plants because God waters them, but indoor plants, forget about it. They're going to die at my hand. So I stick to the outside plants. Yeah.
You murder indoor plants, but outside, God takes care of them.
Exactly. Exactly. That's how it works,
Oh
right?
my gosh. That is so funny. Oh my gosh. We actually just got we were in the middle of doing a raised garden
Yes.
and just starting out just simple stuff. I live in literally in the middle of the woods. So there's like so much shade, but there's this like one patch that I'm like, "Oh good, this gets like 6 to 8 hours of sun." And it's like across the driveway from the house. So we just got like some clean fill to dump in the to kind of level it up because it's a little bit on a slope. But oh my gosh, gardening, I forgot. I used to love doing the garden at our old house because it's so calming and it's so neat to just see like what can bloom and just how like what flourishes. And also I always did like vegetable gardens.
Mhm.
So now, but then I'm like planning it and I'm like, okay. It's like intense. I was like down into this gardening hole like of research, because I'm like, okay, companion planting, okay,
Yes.
hugelkultur and all this stuff that I'm like, oh my goodness, I got to do all this. But then, I said to my husband, I go, we just need to build these boxes because if we don't, I'm just never going to do it at all. So it's like we'll just start with a mess and plant and do what we can.
You know what?
See what grows.
It'll get there. Just give it time. I have a huge food garden as well. It's actually a great big circle. So I've got this big
Oh.
rectangular English garden, and then the other side of the driveway, there's this huge circle that has my veggies in it. So yeah, it's great. I love it all.
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, there's just nothing better than like your fresh veggies from the garden, knowing what was put on them to help them grow and, just taking care of it. That's like the main thing is being,
Exactly.
for us anyways, being a little bit more self-sustaining,
Mhm.
and, learning how to preserve and things like that. Like, cause I can do canning and stuff. I just haven't done it in a while, but, oh my gosh, your gardens sound absolutely gorgeous. Oh my
It
goodness.
is
You got to
fun.
put more pictures on your website.
I do. I do. I'll have to do an update. Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes, for sure. Or just send them to me.
Okay. I can do
Just
that.
email me.
I can do
Email me. They'll be my inspiration and my encouragement. Like, look at
that.
Michelle's English
Yeah.
garden.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Gardeners unite.
Yes, gardeners unite. Unite. You are so funny. But yes, so thank you so much for sharing about I love how you say like the blank wall space and your mom was so mad about it. Like drawing with Crayolas. Oh my gosh. But it's true. You are super creative. You have all these just gorgeous books, wonderful stories and different, historical stories. And so let's just talk about this book that we're here about today is the of Silver and Secrets. But this is book 2 in the Time's Lost Treasure series. So let's talk about why don't you talk about book 1 a little bit? I know that we talked about that last time you were here, but just to talk about the series a little bit.
Absolutely. So the first book is Of Golden Shadows, and that takes place in Oxford, England, featuring, of course, Oxford, the college. And so that's kind of what ties the two books together, but I'll expand on this a little bit. So we have Oxford in the first one. There is an Egyptologist. She's the heroine, which is a little odd for a Victorian woman, but she's a quirky, spunky sort of gal, so she can totally pull that off. And her big thing is Egyptology. So she loves anything Egyptian. And doggone if she doesn't come to love the hero. So who'd have thunk, right? So we have Oxford featured. We have an Egyptologist. So of course we have a cursed artifact because Egypt, right? Curses. So there's a golden griffin, and that's where the gold comes in. And Shadows comes in that she's the shadow broker. She will deal with smugglers or shadowy people, shall we say, to rescue, or so she thinks of it, rescue stolen artifacts. So that's Of Golden Shadows. The second book, Of Silver and Secrets, is set in Cambridge. So we feature Trinity College, and the hero is a professor there. And the silver that's involved is from the heroine of all things. She ends up finding this, well, she doesn't find it personally, her hired hand does, a silver ring buried out in the Cursed Acres where the land should not be disturbed. But she's got a whole host of problems, and that's the least of her problems. So she needed money, and she needed to dig this stuff up and plant some cash crop. And he finds his silver ring. So she needs to, of course, get that valued, and she goes to Trinity College, where she is going to get this professor who knows everything about Roman history. So first book we have Egypt, second book we have Rome, and doggone if that professor isn't somebody she knows from her past, and she doesn't really want to have anything to do with him, but he knows how to value things, and has a whole lot of secrets in his life and in hers. So that's how you get the title for the second one. That's how they're related. They both have something cursed. They both feature a different college, and they both have a different kind of history tied to them.
That is so fun. That it's just so neat how you can do that. And I love that like kind of theme that goes across it, that they both, because there's kind of like secrets and different things. Like, is it Ami, right? Is it Ami that
I
we
call
were,
it
or
Amy.
Amy?
You can call
Amy.
it.
Okay.
Her full name's Amisi, so it could go either way, really.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
well, with Amy, I mean, she being the shadow broker in the first one, she was like living two lives, right? So it's like kind of
Yeah.
secrety in there too, you know, which
Oh, yeah.
it adds so much tension.
Yeah, they definitely had their secrets in the first book also.
And I love this book, so the of Silver and Secrets talks about it like Rome. So the theme is like the cursed artifact or the ring that she finds and all that with Rome. So what about so what inspired you about the theme really for the Roman kind of piece of it? Or the
Well,
Christian Roman kind of
I
settlement?
love me a good gladiator. Who doesn't, right? I mean, big beefy men and with big swords. Come on. Yeah,
Yes, of course.
I know. So, I mean, I don't have well, let's see. I do not have a gladiator in this story, but I do have, if you were one of the ones that pre-ordered my book, and or I will still have some giveaways of this. I wrote the legend of the Cursed Acres, and so it goes back to Roman times, and I tell a short story that is about how that Cursed Acre came to be, and it has to do with Romans. So there's that tie-in as well. Yeah, so Rome, gotta love it, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. Did you see, it's so funny to me, there was like a trend going. I think it's a little bit, I don't know if it's like going now, but did you see the trend where it was like, ask your man about
Yes,
Rome or something like that?
yes. Ask your man if he ever thinks about Rome. So I've seen those,
Yeah.
and I thought I'm just gonna do it because my husband's like, I can't even imagine he would ever think of Rome. Okay, he's computer nerd guy, you know, that why would Rome cross his mind? So I asked him, doggone it, he does think about Rome.
Are
What
you serious?
in the world what is happening? I don't get it. It's so
Oh
weird.
my gosh.
Yes, he thinks
That's
about
so
Rome.
weird.
What is up with men? I don't get. You know what? We need to have a character now that's not a Roman history professor of Roman history that thinks about Rome.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, it's so funny that he does. Did he like spit off like actual facts?
No, I didn't press him.
Or was he like, no, I just think about it?
I was too flabbergasted. I'm like, are you kidding me? Who are you? We've been married for 40 what years, and how did I not know this?
I asked my husband too, and he spit
What do you
off
think?
facts.
Oh my
And I was
goodness.
like,
See?
what?
What is
I
up?
think he was messing with me though. I think he was messing though. I think he was joking with me because he saw that trend. So I think that he like memorized some, like, I forget what he even said. Oh my gosh. I wish I could remember what he said, but I was like you, like flabbergasted, like, what? And
Yeah,
he's the same. He's total like techie. He's so smart in so many things. Like he just surprises me all. I don't know why I still get surprised when he just randomly knows
right.
like
Right.
so many odd things. He just knows so many things. Crazy.
It is
Absolutely crazy.
Yes. Yes.
I think maybe they think about it because, you know, we like it because we think of the gladiators. And maybe they want to be the gladiators,
Maybe.
right? Because it's
Maybe.
awesome. Maybe they think of themselves like they think it's cool. I don't know.
I think
So
that's going to
crazy.
have to be my next question to him is that I'm going to ask him, why do you think about Rome? Yeah. Where'd that come from? Because he doesn't even watch reels, so he wouldn't even know it's a trend. So I'm going to ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll ask him why and report back to you guys.
I wonder what got somebody like the curiosity, because somebody asked their husband, right? And this is like
Yeah.
how it happened. Like what even prompted them, I wonder. See, it's so funny with things like that because it's so random. It's just so random.
Out of the blue.
And then it happens.
Right. Yeah, I don't get it.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I love that he does. I love that he's
Yes.
that is great. Oh my gosh.
Well, clearly I did have to think about Rome when I wrote this book. I had to get me some books because all I know
Yes.
is it Russell Crowe that was the gladiator? That's all I know. And Spartacus, Kirk Douglas. So that's all I knew. I needed to do a little research before I wrote this, which was really fun. And I mean, I didn't focus on all Roman history. I focused on Romans in England, which there were a lot. And that was really fun to find out different things about that.
What kind of different things? Was there a lot of Romans in England?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they weren't
around
like
that time?
there were. I mean, think Hadrian's Wall, right? That's way up north in England. So from there south is where they invaded, where Romans lived. It was generally mostly soldiers, especially in the northern part. But think about London, Londinium. That's a Roman name. The Romans settled there. So that was surprising. And just like even today, there is an ongoing excavation called Vindolanda that I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But they're still finding things today. So that's where I got my idea for the wax tablets, because I hadn't even heard of wax tablets before. It's just a wooden slab that's had wax put on it, and then Romans would write in it just with a stylus, and then to erase it you would just rub some heat over it and it would remelt the wax and you could reuse it. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So I put
that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's so innovative.
It was fun to find out little tidbits like that.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's like the really fun thing. I love talking with historical romance authors like yourself because I'm like, what are the crazy things that you find, or even things that we would never like expect? You know, something that, like you said, like fun little tidbits of, because that's like amazing how innovative that was. Because essentially, you know, it's like saving so much on paper, on like parchment and things, because if they can write on these tablets and then reuse them. That's so neat.
Them. I mean, think about it. They found them because the wax preserved them. Yeah,
that's really cool. And I didn't even think about that in London, like how Londinium and like the different names, like how it would be so much, because Rome, we forget like how much of an impact and how much of an influence Rome really had on the world.
Right. That really came to being the first time I went to England way back in 2000. That was my very first trip there. I went to Warwick Castle, which is kind of in the middle of England. And one of my favorite castles. Love that one. Shout out Warwick Castle. And one of the towers there dates back to the 1st century. So like when Jesus was here, they have a tower.
Wow.
And it's crazy old. So you can still go up in that tower. It's a spiral staircase. It's very narrow. And you know how stairs are supposed to be flat? Okay, these are not flat stairs. There's a huge dip in each one from all the feet that have gone up those stairs over the centuries. And I just thought, there were Roman boots on these stairs. That is so weird.
Wow. That is amazing. So amazing to see. I mean, the history is just absolutely beautiful. It's funny because if you think about it, I mean, the United States is a pretty young country. You know, I mean, we have a beautiful land here, but it's very young.
Yeah.
There's so much history on those places. I remember, have you ever taken a trip to, I know you've gone to England a couple of times, like you said, but have you ever gone to Israel or anywhere over that way?
No, I would love to go.
Me too. Well, I know it's kind of scary to go right now though, because there was just so much. I feel like there's always turmoil there, but even now it's like just more turmoil. It'd be a little bit scary, but yeah, I was just curious because you can't imagine the history, like you said. I mean, this castle, this tower being there in Jesus's time. I can't imagine going and like walking in the Garden of Gethsemane, or like being at these places where he was, like where he got crucified, is probably such a spiritual experience, you know?
Yeah, I would love to go, but I would love to go. Like, I would want to know somebody over there, and
Mm.
I would want to go off the beaten path. Like, I wouldn't want to do the touristy things. I would like to do the other things. So, I need to meet somebody over there. So, if anybody over there wants to be my friend, send me an email.
Absolutely. Get on Michelle's email list, email her so she can go visit you.
Yeah.
It is real. For sure. For
All
sure.
right.
We do have people.
Two
We
thumbs
have
up.
people that listen from Israel.
Oh my goodness.
Which is,
Okay.
yeah, it's
I didn't
amazing.
know.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'll let you know if
Yes.
somebody takes me up on my offer to be my buddy.
Absolutely. See, now this is a way that you can meet people.
Yeah,
Just like
network.
you met. Who was that guy that you met that you talked about last time that took you down to that bridge?
Oh
And he was
yeah,
like, you have to see the
Kevin.
bridge.
That was Kevin. That was I stayed in
Kevin.
Airbnb. Yeah, that was Kevin. Mm-hmm. That was
Yes.
that was
Yes. We need an Israel
Kevin.
Kevin.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it. Let's get this done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Reach out, get on Michelle's email list.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely wonderful. Well, I want to know. So, okay. So we have our heroine who finds this ring, who tell us a little bit more about, is it Eva? Are you saying Eva or Ava?
I'm saying Eva.
Eva. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell us
So
about Eva.
I will. Eva has a whole lot of problems in her life, like we all do, right?
Yes.
She's her parents died. Her dad just died a year ago, and so
Mm.
she's got to manage this manor. But not only that, she has to manage her precocious 11-year-old sister who's blind. So that adds a little depth to it. And then, oh, guess what? Taxes are due, a new tax, and we can all relate to that. So she's she's gonna try and save the day. But her problem is that she tries to save the day by herself. And that never goes well. You need to have God help you. And so that's what she learns by the end of the story, is that, you know what? She's not God, and she can't do everything. She can't fix everything. She can't manage the world on her shoulders. So that's a little bit of the character arc that Ava goes through.
That's pretty cool. And that's so relatable. You know, I love how you can take this story, you know, set in the 1800s and then just make it so relatable, because these same problems existed with us in our flesh, trying to do everything we want to do without God and making messes. That's what I always say. I'm like, oh, I can't. I have to listen or else I'll make a big mess.
Right.
But yeah, that's so relatable with Eva. And then she runs into the hero, Bram.
She does.
Yes. Talk
Yeah.
about him a little bit.
Okay. So Bram made a cameo appearance in the first book of Golden Shadows. And it was just a small part for him, but he quite filled the space very nicely. And he's somewhat of a roguish, piratey sort of professor who doesn't play by the rules, because he never has. He had a rough past that his uncle helped him overcome. And his uncle is a professor also at Trinity College. His uncle actually got him the job, saved him in essence. And now he finds himself in the position that he kind of needs to save his uncle, because his uncle has about half a year left before he can retire, but he's in the beginning stages of dementia. So Bram's trying to hide that fact, so that his uncle can get his full pension. And that's a little tricky to do. My mom had dementia, and there was no way you could hide that. It's a struggle. So yeah, Ava goes to Trinity to get this ring that was uncovered on her cursed acres, to find out, to value it, because she needs the money for the tax bill. And doggone if Bram isn't the Roman professor that she needs to see. And she hasn't seen him in years. And when she does see him and recognize who it is, she's like, oh no, I am so not doing this with you. See ya. I mean, I did that in Victorian language, of course, in the book. But yeah. But I mean, he does end up coming to do the dig with the professor on her land. So they are frenemies at first, and then it grows from there. But you find out all about their past eventually. By the end of the book, you know what happened to them. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Forced proximity. That's what I was going to ask you about the tropes next too. So I love the setup though. I love that there's already tension, right? She's like, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to." I love, first of all, thank you for the contemporary translation of the
Yeah.
Victoria. You're like, she's like, no. That's so funny to me.
Yeah.
Um but yes, you read Michelle's books, they are definitely in the Victorian style language. So, but I love how you translate for us. But this setup is pretty cool because they are essentially frenemies, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like a frenemies to lovers kind of trope.
Exactly.
But also they have some treasure hunt
Hmm.
and some second chance romance, right? That's what it kind of sounds like.
Yes. Yeah. There is definitely. The treasure hunt is Bram's uncle of all things, because he's not quite right in the head. It thinks that there's this Roman settlement to be found, and tells as much to the director. And not only that, he says, we'll find the Holy Grail while we're at it. And Bram's like,
Oh.
oh, no, we won't. It's like, yeah, because if we don't, then we lose our jobs. So they have to find the Roman settlement. And Bram doesn't think they're going to find the Holy Grail, which of course, well, I guess I won't tell you, but you'll have to read it to find out. But yeah, what was the question? I got lost with the Holy Grail.
No, yeah, we were talking about just the treasure hunt.
Oh
Or
yeah,
the tropes, the different tropes.
yeah. So there's definitely a treasure hunt. They do need to prove that there was a Roman settlement in existence near Cambridge, and so that's what they're looking for. What was the other trope is, yeah, they are, like I say, they were friends as children. Bram left without saying goodbye, and that hurt her very much. And so she hasn't quite gotten over that, and she lets him know that in no uncertain terms. But now she's stuck with him, living in the cottage on her land, doing this dig, and she ends up getting involved in the dig and in his life, and her in his life. And so yeah, they turn out kind of liking each other, and finding out the truth behind why he had to leave the way he did, and she can finally forgive him and move past it. So yeah, that's the tropes.
Sounds awesome. It sounds like there's a lot of tension there too. I like the
Yeah.
tension,
Yeah.
and the stakes, right? So his poor uncle, who is like, is sick, right? And he's, with dementia, and he's trying, and then he's saying like, we need to find the Holy Grail, we need to find the settlement and things like that. But then you can't really trust what he's saying because you don't know if it's him,
Right.
being, confused or something like that, which is hard. So, yeah, I'm eager to see how you explore that with your mom with dementia too. I'm sorry because it's so hard.
Yeah. That was a rough time to go through. She's since passed on, but I totally get those beginning stages when you're wondering, is that person crazy or am I crazy? Because what
Mm-hmm.
they're saying, that's not true, I don't think. So you wonder at the beginning, who's the one here losing their mind? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tough. I remember learning, just even being a nurse and then learning in nursing school at first, but then also seeing it in the real world is always so different. Like you can learn everything, which nursing school was probably the hardest thing that I've ever done. And it should be, as it should be, right? Because you don't want somebody, you want the right people caring for the people you love. I mean, period. Or yourself.
Right.
They got to know what they're doing. So, but yeah, I remember learning like, no, we don't like kind of foster or encourage like the either hallucinations or like what they're saying that isn't true. Like you just redirect. That was always the like directive, redirect.
Yep.
But it's really hard whenever they're so confident in what they're saying. So I would say it varies. Everybody's different. It varies patient by patient. I would just redirect. when it came to safety. Like I would say, like, you're safe here. This is the door. This is how call for help so you don't fall, because this is why we're here. But when it came to, like, if they're talking to me about some cool story or like saying something, I'm not redirecting. I'm like listening, you
Right.
know?
Yep.
Like it's not because I don't know. It's just hard. It's hard to navigate. It's usually hard to watch, harder to watch because the confusion. So yeah, I'm sorry that
Especially
you
for
and your
loved ones.
family went through that.
Yeah, it's tricky, but I mean, it's real, and a lot of people deal with that even today. So yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, for sure. For
Hmm.
sure. Yeah, it's just always hard. I remember, like, it just was so sad. Like, I'm like, I'm not going to redirect all the time, because then they get frustrated a lot of times. Like, it's so frustrating for them because they're like, no, I'm telling you, this is what's happening. And it's not. And it's a very delicate balance of how to kind of handle it.
Right.
So,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I'd be like, you're right. I know. Why is she so mean?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like about the other people. Like, tell me more. Tell me about this life that you lived. I used to love it. I used to love taking care of older people, especially because it was just so, I just love them. I love
Yeah.
them so much. They would always talk to me about so many different stories and such. And it was just such an honor to be there and just listening.
Yes. Well, then you're probably going to really like the uncle in this story.
I'm sure I will. I know. As soon as you said that, I was like, ah, I
Yeah.
already like them.
Yep. Yep. Him and the precocious sister, they're a good combo to bring a little humor
Oh,
into
yeah.
what can be kind of deep and dark topics to cover.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I love how you balance that too, because it's very good you got to have some comic relief because there's high stakes here for sure. And it's in a time, it's in the 1800s. It was very hard. They didn't have the modern things that make life easier today. And it's tough. It's high stakes and lots of
Yeah.
tension between Eva and Bram. So we are almost at time, but before we go, was there any special like verse or even book of the Bible that you kind of tied to this story or even this series, or even in that was encouraging to you while you were writing it?
I don't have a specific verse. I would say more along the lines of God always speaks to me whenever I'm writing a book. And when I get to the end of the book, I'm like, oh, you were trying to teach me something. I wasn't trying to have the characters learn something. Like, really? Really, God? So now I'm a little nervous to start a book because I'm like, okay, what's he going to teach me this time? But in this one, it was definitely kind of a two-pronged attack, shall I say, on me and my characters, in that I need to be, and we all need to be, more vulnerable and real, not putting up our defenses, not hiding behind um social media or what we should look like, just being real. And again, we are not God. We cannot fix things. We cannot carry things on our shoulder that aren't ours to carry. It's God's to carry. So I would have to say those are the two lessons I got mostly out of this one.
Yeah, and those are really strong lessons because it's so funny that you said that. I kind of like, I don't want you to have to like learn and be so pruned, but it is good. It's like him showing us, because that happens to me as well whenever I'm writing. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you were teaching me."
Right.
And then he uses it, and then you hear from readers and he's using it to teach them as well. That's what's so amazing, to really witness that living word
Yes.
that he uses, right? Because only he could do that. He knows our hearts, and, surrendering control, and just not just control, but surrendering everything really to him is hard. It's hard for us every day. So thank you for sharing that, because
It
it's
is. And
it's
that's why
really
I
tough.
always pray for my books to get put in the hands of the readers that God wants these books to get to. So it's not about
Yeah.
numbers, it's about who needs to hear this in story format.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because he can always, work everything together for good. And he just knows. He knows, what hearts need to hear it. And I will tell you, It is tough. It's so funny how you're like, it's a two-pronged thing because he's like teaching me, and then you're starting a new book, like, oh my gosh, what is he going to show me?
I know.
Because, there's spiritual warfare that comes with doing this, right? So if he's calling you to something, you're going to go through some muck a little bit because you're going to have the enemy coming to try to distract you and try to change your mind or try to interfere in some way because of that, because he's going to work this, he's going to use your stories, these words to really impact someone's heart and try to help them to see different principles like he helped you to see. So it's tough.
Yeah. It's a little makes you a little nervous, keeps you on your toes though. So there's that.
Yes, absolutely. It's so funny. I'm writing book 2 right now of my series. Each one's going to be standalone, but in writing this, I at first, I want to say a couple months ago, very clearly kind of gave me the title, right? So I'm like, and then now revisiting it a little bit later, I'm like, I'm not sure if this is the title. I'm not sure. Oh my gosh. He could have, it's like a billboard, like day after day. I was like praying for it. Like, what's this title going to be? You got to give me this title. I don't know what the title is. Like, as if he hadn't shown me. He like so many different things in a row. I'm like, okay, I get it. He's like big neon flashing signs saying, this is the title. This is what it has to be. And this is not why, but this is what it is. Right. So you're going to have to learn while writing it.
Yes.
Which is funny, so does that happen to you too? There's like things that he'll kind of sneak in there that you're like, oh, okay. I get it.
All the time. It's like a slap upside the head and you're like, thanks God. Yeah, I did need that, but I didn't really want it, but I got it. So thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Michelle, why don't you let our listeners and readers listening know where they can connect with you, get on your email list, and also get a copy of this wonderful book of Silver and Secrets?
Yes. Follow me on my website, michellegriep.com. I put updates on there all the time. And by me, I mean my husband who manages it. And you can also sign up for my newsletter there. That's a great way to keep up with me. I won't bombard you because I'm not really great at putting them out, but they are full of information for you. And I always do giveaways. So sign up for my newsletter. And another great place to follow me is on my Facebook author page. I've got some fantastic followers there, and I have so much fun because I'll post, a question and then everybody will dive in and be coming up with all kinds of fun answers. So it's a really fun place to be. I'm also on Instagram because I like pictures and they're pretty. So that means Instagram and Pinterest because recipes, right? And where else? Oh, I'm also, me and Julie Clausen and Erica Vetch have a group on Facebook. It's called Inspirational Regency Readers, and that's a fun group too. So that's all the places you can find me. Thanks for asking.
That is awesome. And I will have all the links to that, including the group with Julie Clausen and who was the other author you said?
Erica Vetch.
Erica Vetch. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. Super fun. Super fun. I would definitely link to your groups and your Facebook author page in the show notes. So everybody can just click right in there. And then also click on the book as well. And I have some book buy links in there too.
Yeah. You can buy the books anywhere. Honestly, Baker Books will probably have it the cheapest. But yeah, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever you buy books, it's there.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you for just sharing so much about this story and just about yourself and just, for the encouragements as well to always trust God and kind of give up that control. And even though it's messy and it's hard, just thank you so much for being here. I just love chatting with you.
Thank you for having me.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please share it with one book lover like yourself. We love to bless as many people as we can with fun behind-the-scenes interviews and, of course, great books. This month, we're having a classic Christian romance book giveaway. One blessed winner will receive a bundle of 5 timeless Christian romances, including favorites like Love Comes Softly and Redeeming Love. These are the stories that shaped Christian romance as we know it, filled with faith, redemption, and lasting love. The giveaway ends September 30th, so don't wait. Whether you're listening right when the episode drops or tuning in later, you can always find the latest giveaway at christianromancepodcast.com. Thanks so much for listening, and until next time, keep your faith, share the love, and happy reading.